Good evening and welcome to Netzach Yisrael's daily Kitzur Shulchan Aruch Shir. Tonight we're going to be continuing Siman Kuf Tzati Vov 196. Here we're talking all about the laws of someone who, heaven forbid, loses a close relative, and during the time between the death of the relative and the burial of said relative. We're going to be starting from Seif Zayin. So someone who is an oinin at the time of Kriyat Shema, of the reading of the Shema, or the time of prayer, and just I should have mentioned earlier, someone who is in this kind of this in between times of between the death and burial. So they are what is called an oinin, and they are actually exempt from all positive commandments during this time. So therefore, if it is now the time for either reading of the Shema or prayer, and after by the time they've buried the dead person, by which point this status ends, the first quarter of the day has passed, Siman Kriyat Shema, which is the time for Kriyat Shema. Nevertheless, one can still say the Kriyat Shema, the reading of the Shema, with its blessings up until a third of the way through the day. But if even a third of the day has passed, one says the Shema without its blessings. And the prayer of Shemona Esra is able to be prayed up until midday. That is, i.e., if the burial took place beforehand, before midday, then one can still say that prayer. If the burial took place after midday, then one does not pray the morning prayer. And the extra Musaf prayer that is added in on the first day of a month, is able to be prayed even after midday, because the time for Musaf is the entire day. And from the blessings that one says at the beginning of prayers in the morning. So in the morning there are a series of prayers that we say right at the beginning of prayers. And one should not say any of these blessings, except for the three blessings: that one does not make one a Gentile, that one was not made a slave, that one was not made a woman, or if the person is a man, or a woman says that God made me as He did. And also the blessings on the Torah. Because these blessings, these five blessings, because there's two blessings on the Torah, are to be said the entire day whenever one wakes up or comes around to saying them. And the rest of the blessings should not be said after the time for these blessings to be said has passed. Because at the time when one was obligated to make these blessings, i.e. in the morning, this person was exempt from saying these blessings. And therefore, afterwards one does not say these blessings anymore. And if the dead person was buried before a third of the day had passed, and the was oinain, now not oinain's house, is distant from the cemetery, that by the time that the mourner reaches their house, a third of the day will have passed. It is much better that this person should enter a house close to the cemetery, to read the Shema and to pray at the correct time. Or even to pray outside in a clean place where it is permitted to pray, then that is also preferable to missing the time for the prayers. And immediately, from when they begin to cover the coffin with earth once it's been placed in the grave, one is able to say the Shema and to pray. Even though the status of Abelos, of being a mourner, has not yet kind of fallen on this person. However, the status of being an oinein has been removed. If someone had a close relative die, and therefore one became an oinein, after the time for prayer has begun. So, however, this person had not prayed before they became an oinein. So you might think that because the obligation was previously there on this person, that even though now this person is an oinen and therefore would be exempt, but since the obligation was upon them previously, maybe they would still have to say the prayer. And of course, we're talking about where the status of being an oinen continued until after the time for saying this prayer has ended. Even so, we're saying even so, one does not need to make up for this missed prayer, i.e., there is no question that one would not be obligated to pray whilst one is an onim, because one does not do that. One is meant to be being involved in organizing and seeing to the needs for the dead person, and seeing to the burial, etc., which is why one is exempt from any other positive commandments, and even so, and it goes a stage further. One does not even need to make up for this particular prayer. And so, if test, Misha Meislo Meislo Shabbos. So, if someone had a relative die on a Shabbos, given to also the covered by Hayom, since it is forbidden to bury a person on Shabbos, so therefore the status of being an oinen, it does not fall upon this person on Shabbos, because an oinen is all about as mentioned earlier. The reason for an oinen is busy with organizing the burial and other needs of the dead person, and one cannot do this on Shabbos, and therefore one does not become an oinen on Shabbos. And therefore, since one is not an oinen, one is permitted to eat meat and drink wine, and one is obligated to do all commandments, except for it is forbidden to have marital relationships and also to learn Torah, because these are kind of discrete matters that are not in public and no one else will know about them. If this person is the leader of the congregation during prayers, if there's someone else to pray for the community, then he should not do it. However, if there is no one else, then in that case, if there's no one else, then this person should still do it. If the dead person is the person I'm talking about, father or mother, this person is able to say the Kaddish prayer, which is normally said by someone whose relative died. However, this person is only able to say this if there are no other mourners there. However, if there are other mourners who would say this prayer anyway, one should not say the Kaddish before the burial. So one should not say the Kaddish before the burial. However, if this oinen is already mourning the loss of either a father or a mother, or that day happens to be the yahrzeit, i.e. the commemoration day, or the anniversary of the death of a close relative, then one should say the Kaddish just like anyone else. Close to the evening, one should read the Kriya talking about on a Shabbos. One should read so this is close to the evening before Shabbos goes out. One should read the Kriya, the Shema, without its blessings. For one does not pray the evening prayer after Shabbos has gone out, and one does not say the Havdalah or separation prayer again after the Shabbos has gone out, i.e. after nightfall. And it is permitted for this person to eat without saying this Havdalah, even though normally it is forbidden. And after you bury the dead person, then one should make this say Havdalah on a cup of wine. Even if this person is not buried up until Sunday, one is able to say Havdalah on a cup of wine or grape juice or similar. However, one wouldn't say the whole thing, including one would not say the blessing on the candle and the spices. Because it is permitted to say the Havdalah up until Tuesday. And if on the Sunday one is saying the morning prayers, one does not add in the Atachul Antonu prayer that one would normally add in on a Shabbos Eve, which talks about the going out of Shabbos. And so even though one did not pray in the evening, one would still not say this prayer. See if you done it. If in the evening before the Shabbos goes out, one needs to walk as far as one is able up until the Tichum boundary on Shabbos, or one is able to walk further on Motzei Shabbos, like once Shabbos has gone out, to another place for the needs of the dead person. One is able, needs to go towards the evening, to gather the officials from the burial society, to kind of discuss with them where to do the burial, etc. And then, as soon as one goes and begins to do the needs for that person, then the status of being an onein falls upon this person, even if it is still Shabbos. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good evening.